One of the best things for a vehicle owner to know is how to properly raise and lower your vehicle. And with modern cars, it can be pretty difficult. Things like the age of your vehicle and even the place where you live can drastically affect your personal safety when using a jack. If you've never used a jack before in your life, or if you've used one 100 times, please take a couple minutes out of your time and please watch this video. It could save you a lot of time and trouble. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take out some time to go ahead and figure out where your jack is located as well as your lift points. These can be found in your owner's manual. The lift points on nearly all vehicles are located in roughly the same spot, usually right here on a pinch weld, which is on what is called the rocker panel, usually only a couple inches in from the side of the vehicle. One will be located about 6 to 8 inches from the front wheel well, and the other about 6 to 8 inches from the rear wheel well. Once you have your lift points down, it's time to get familiar with your type of jack. Now there's two types of jacks that automobile manufacturers usually include with their vehicle. One is a screw type jack like this. Another type is a bottle jack type like this. Now, these are not necessarily my favorites when jacking up a vehicle, and I will get to that in a minute. The other two that you can get are going to be either a type of floor jack like this, or what I would recommend everybody getting is a trolley jack, which is kind of like a floor jack. But again, we'll get into that. Now what you want to do is find level, solid ground, and go ahead and jack up your vehicle from the lift point. Slow and steady is definitely the key here. Now go ahead and lift up your vehicle until the tire just barely leaves the ground. There's no need to go any higher than that if you're just changing a tire. Now once you've lifted the vehicle, it's pretty imperative that you use a jack stand, especially if you plan on going under the vehicle. Do not go under the vehicle without a jack stand. Now if you're just changing a tire on the side of the road, a very, very good tip is to go ahead and take the rim and the tire and place it underneath the vehicle, either under the front subframe or under the pinch rail. So now if you are using a jack stand, go ahead and lower the jack a little bit so that the weight of the car is also on the jack stand. Don't ever leave all of the weight up to the jack if possible. And now, congratulations, you have successfully lifted your car. But wait, do not turn off this video yet. Remember what I said about where you live and the actual age of your vehicle? Well, the reason why I mentioned this is because of rust. Being a Midwesterner, and even people in New England, and all over the country, and all over the world for that matter, experience rust. These can compromise the factory lift points and become extremely unsafe. Pretty much if you have very bad rust underneath your car on the rocker panels where I was talking about earlier, it's pretty much a no-go as far as using a jack there. From there, you're going to have to use something like the subframe here, or even something like a lower control arm right here. But you don't want to go on anything that is going to be on an angle. You want something that is flat, parallel to the vehicle. Another thing is, do not try and jack the vehicle up from the very front of the vehicle like this. Not all vehicles are designed with a subframe that wraps all the way around the front. Most of the time, there's just a bottom radiator support, which is what a lot of people will actually try to jack from, and then you ruin your radiator. That's actually what happened on this Jaguar right here, and a lot of European vehicles are like this. And this Dodge is no exception as well. Luckily enough for us, this thing needs some work underneath, so we're actually able to see the lower radiator support on this. It's very, very thin metal, and that cannot support the whole weight of the vehicle. So now, before I go into the reason why I'm not really a big fan of scissor jacks or bottle jacks, we'll go ahead and take a look at how to lift a vehicle from the rear, which is, in my opinion, pretty hard on most vehicles. Now, when lifting from the rear, you're more than likely going to want to go ahead and get the rocker panel from the side. As you can see, there's really nothing solid back here to put a jack on. There's a spare tire here, and then you usually have your exhaust. Really, the only thing you can go to are the two control arms, if they have them equipped. There might be some trailing arms coming back, which are usually like bars with bushings on the end, but you never want to lift from them. Hopefully the rust bunnies haven't eaten your rear rocker panels away. Okay, so now let's get into why I don't really like scissor jacks, or bottle jacks for that matter, when you're lifting up a vehicle. I've strategically placed the camera here so that you can see as I lift up the vehicle what happens to the jack is it actually rolls forward. Now that's why I like a trolley jack or a floor jack, because they have wheels and they can move. When you lift something from a fixed position, such as what a scissor jack does or what a bottle jack does, as the point of contact rises, the jack's going to actually become a fulcrum, and it's going to want to pitch toward the wheel that is actually still on the ground. Meaning, the higher you raise your vehicle, the more your jack is going to be leaning. And when you're on the side of the road, that's not a good look. So the main point I'm trying to stress in this video is to take care of your own personal safety, as well as not damage your car. If you live in a place with heavy winters where they use a lot of salt, corrosion is the #1 killer of cars here, and it can also make it very dangerous when trying to lift a vehicle. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you liked this, or if it helped you in any way, and you would like to continue learning subjects like this. I have a whole page full of topics for the automotive essentials, and plan on doing videos on every single one of them. So be sure to look out for that, and be safe.